Wong Lin finally unleashed the celestial spell Mountain Crumbles. The countless illusory volcanoes surrounding him began overlapping and rapidly fused into a single majestic mountain that appeared completely real. The mountain was over 10,000 feet tall and radiated an overwhelming pressure. As soon as it appeared, violent spatial ripples spread out, causing much of the rubble within the formation to collapse. The mountain began shaking violently. Its peak suddenly exploded, sending countless rocks flying while black smoke poured into the surroundings and dark red flames erupted from the summit. The flames were so hot that they could erase all life. They transformed into enormous burning boulders that mercilessly crashed down upon the Cloud Sea cultivators. Those struck by the boulders had their bodies crushed, while the flames entered their bodies and directly refined their origin souls. The black smoke contained a tremendous amount of fire poison and rapidly spread throughout the starfield, making the scene resemble a terrifying apocalypse. A cultivator who was already halfway through escaping the formation turned back in horror, only to be enveloped by the poisonous black smoke. Before he could escape, his body turned into black gas, and even his origin soul was burned to nothing. The seven-colored lightning also exploded prematurely because of the black smoke and flames, producing a heaven-shaking thunderclap. Some weaker cultivators who had managed to avoid the flaming boulders and fire poison still had their origin souls shattered by the thunderous sound. They coughed blood, their eyes dimmed, and they died. The devastation continued as the mountain trembled again. Lava surged toward its peak, filling the area with intense heat and an aura capable of destroying everything. 7 cultivators caught too close to the lava attempted to flee. 2 were surrounded by black smoke and died painfully. Another was struck by a flaming boulder, causing his body to explode into blood, which was immediately vaporized by the intense heat. The remaining 4 were too slow to escape. The lava reached them before they could fly away, burning their bodies until only black skeletons remained in their original postures. Even these skeletons survived for less than half a breath before collapsing into ashes. While their origin souls were completely destroyed by the lava, the cultivators with higher cultivation suffered even more. They survived the first wave but became trapped within the advancing lava. Despite using various spells and treasures, they were unable to escape the calamity and could only struggle helplessly. Meanwhile, the mosquito beast that had previously left quickly returned after sensing the situation. Its eyes were filled with coldness as it flew into the mountain crumbles and reunited with its companions. Wong Lin's spell had already destroyed all the sealing forces, leaving no flames around the mosquito beasts. When the Mosquito King arrived, the other mosquito beasts immediately followed it. They charged wildly through the mountain crumbles and targeted the cultivators who had previously lured them away. One of those cultivators was the injured-legged youth among the 3 people who had baited the mosquito beasts. After barely avoiding a flaming boulder, he sensed something behind him. When he saw the swarm of mosquito beasts, his expression changed, but it was already too late. The swarm surrounded him and tore his body apart. After tasting blood, the mosquito beasts became even more frenzied. Under their king's leadership, they began searching for the other 2 cultivators to take revenge. Everything happened extremely quickly. Under the power of mountain crumbles, there were almost no injuries, only death. The origin soul of the purple-robed elder whose physical body had already been destroyed was terrified. He dodged the burning boulders and poisonous smoke while desperately rushing toward the formation. The other purple-robed elder was equally pale and also fled toward the formation, completely disregarding the lives of the disciples. He was filled with terror, regret, and hatred. He regretted his greed and hated the 3 disciples who had brought the giant mosquito beasts and caused this disaster. Wong Lin remained calm and showed no mercy. These people had attempted to steal the mosquito beasts, so they had to pay the price. He opened his arms and shouted, "Mountain, first crumble." The mountain trembled again. Large quantities of rocks broke away and fell into the lava, causing the surrounding lava to surge violently into the air. An unimaginable destructive force spread throughout the starfield. Some of the remaining cultivators were touched by the lava and were instantly turned into black ashes while screaming. The faster purple-robed elder's origin soul finally reached the center of the formation. Because of the first crumble, countless cracks had already appeared across the damaged formation, which emitted a harsh light. As the lava surged upward, the formation could no longer withstand the destructive force and began collapsing. Intense flashes of light pierced through everything nearby as the formation shattered piece by piece before completely collapsing. The purple-robed elder's origin soul cried out in despair, unable to accept what had happened. His momentary hesitation allowed a burning boulder to strike him from above. He coughed out essence origin energy while retreating, and his origin soul began burning. Before he could recover, poisonous black smoke formed a storm around him. Amid his miserable screams, he used an unknown method to force his way out. His origin soul was covered in flames and had become extremely weak, appearing as though it could dissipate at any moment. Its surface resembled the skin of a toad and was covered with pustules filled with fire poison. Even inside his origin soul, flames were burning. The elder roared in agony, then looked toward Wong Lin with madness in his eyes. He declared that if he died, Wong Lin would die with him, and he charged forward intending to self-destruct. Violent waves of origin energy erupted from his origin soul and rushed toward Wong Lin. Wong Lin remained expressionless. As the elder approached, Wong Lin pointed forward with his right hand, channeling celestial origin energy into it. Stop! The moment Wong Lin spoke, the elder's origin soul paused. Although the elder's cultivation was higher than Wong Lin's, Wong Lin activated his fire origin energy to suppress the rebound from the stop spell. He then waved his right hand, and the karma whip appeared like a dragon, shooting toward the elder. With a sharp snap, the destructive aura surrounding the elder's origin soul was shattered. The elder screamed miserably. The madness disappeared from his eyes and was replaced by fear. Before he could retreat, the karma whip pulled him directly toward Wong Lin. Wong Lin grabbed his origin soul and threw it into a crack leading to his storage space, where it appeared to be swallowed. Everything happened in an instant. The remaining purple-robed elder trembled in fear and immediately turned to escape. Wong Lin, however, had no intention of allowing him to flee. He pointed toward the sky and shouted, "Second crumble." The first and second crumbles represented the current limit of Wong Lin's understanding of mountain crumbles. Compared with Qing Shui's 6 mountains and 12 crumbles, Wong Lin's mastery was still far behind. Qing Shui's mountain crumbles could destroy an entire realm, while Wong Lin could not yet reach that level. However, his current power was already sufficient to destroy these cultivators. Without divine retribution, Wong Lin would not have dared to come here alone. But with divine retribution present, even though the two elders were late-stage Nirvana cleanser cultivators, Wong Lin dared to fight even Nirvana shatterer cultivators. Under the second crumble, the entire space trembled. The enormous mountain shook violently and released thunderous sounds before finally collapsing. Not only did the physical mountain collapse, but the mountain soul formed from Wong Lin's will and celestial origin energy also shattered. Countless burning rocks scattered in every direction while endless lava and poisonous black smoke erupted outward, covering the entire starfield. However, the destruction did not end there. Under Wong Lin's control, the shattered burning rocks, lava, and poisonous black smoke gathered together and formed a flowing river around him. With his white hair flowing and his cold gaze filled with killing intent, Wong Lin appeared like a god standing in the midst of the destruction. The Cloud Sea cultivators had all been disintegrated, leaving only the last elder in purple, who had survived the second mountain crumbles and desperately tried to escape. Wong Lin sent the burning river toward him while turning his attention to the divine retribution clouds as the heavenly flames descended. Calmly, Wong Lin pointed at the flames. A flame appeared in his left eye. Fiery red armor formed around his body, and the white vermilion bird appeared on the armor. He then charged directly into the heavenly flames, which were absorbed by his armor, while the vermilion bird emerged and danced within the flames. This heavenly flame divine retribution could not harm him. Wong Lin looked toward the divine retribution clouds with a challenging gaze. He had experienced many divine retributions before and had repeatedly been left severely injured, even nearly killed, but he had never submitted. Now that he controlled both fire and thunder, his defying nature erupted once more. Since divine retribution represented the heavenly Tao, he believed that to defy the heavens, he first had to defy the heavens' divine retribution. When the clouds churned and the might of the heavens descended, Wong Lin did not retreat. Instead, he laughed and questioned whether there were only 4 kinds of divine retribution: fire, lightning, illusion, and might. The heavens responded by increasing the pressure more than 100-fold. Space around Wong Lin distorted. His body was forced downward, and cracks appeared on his armor. But he continued holding his head high. At the same time, he pulled the burning river back, bringing with it the elder's burning corpse and origin soul. The elder had already been gravely weakened. The divine retribution lightning had nearly caused his body to collapse, while mountain crumbles had further damaged him and reduced his cultivation to the early stage of nirvana cleanser. His origin soul had also weakened inside the burning river. However, when the river returned to Wong Lin, the elder suddenly expanded his origin soul and escaped, charging toward Wong Lin with the intent to kill him. The elder unleashed his final roar and attacked. Wong Lin coldly formed a palm with his right hand and struck downward. Origin energy from the starfield gathered into a gigantic handprint and smashed into the elder's origin soul. The elder recognized it as the rank 9 Soul Sect's War Spirit print. But before he could do anything, the handprint slammed into him and drove his origin soul back into the burning river. Thunderous rumbles followed, and the elder's origin soul collapsed. Wong Lin then formed a seal and pointed toward the burning river. The river rapidly rose above him and transformed back into a mountain. The mountain was covered in cracks, with red light shining through them. As the might of the heavens grew even stronger, Wong Lin's face reddened, but he laughed, raised both hands, and shouted, "Mountain crumbles, destroy the heavens." The mountain suddenly shot upward, and Wong Lin followed beneath it, pushing it directly toward the divine retribution clouds. The closer they approached the clouds, the stronger the heavenly pressure became. The mountain began collapsing under the overwhelming force, with its shattered pieces being crushed into dust. Wong Lin nevertheless continued forward faster and faster, determined to fight back against the divine retribution instead of remaining in a passive position as he had in the past. As he approached the clouds, more and more of the mountain disintegrated until the entire mountain had vanished into dust. However, its mountain soul remained. What Wong Lin now pushed forward was a flaming, mountain-shaped form. Wong Lin reached within 100,000 feet of the divine retribution clouds, where the heavenly might suddenly intensified again. Spatial cracks appeared below the clouds and released endless cold energy. Even the flame mountain became dim, seemingly close to extinction. Wong Lin roared and used the origin energy within his body to continue pushing the flame mountain upward. The distance decreased from 100,000 feet to 90,000, 80,000, and finally 50,000 feet. At 50,000 feet from the divine retribution clouds, a thunderous rumble erupted from within the clouds. The flame mountain could advance no farther and was extinguished by the shock. Wong Lin was left alone beneath the divine retribution clouds. He was unwilling to accept this result, knowing that only another 50,000 feet separated him from being able to attack the clouds directly. Under the overwhelming pressure, a raging flame appeared in Wong Lin's left eye while monstrous thunder gathered in his right hand. The thunder moved along his right arm and formed a ball of lightning above his right palm, while the flame from his left eye traveled along his left arm and formed a white fireball above his left hand. Wong Lin summoned the thunder of the heavens by invoking his identity as an ancient thunder dragon. A gigantic ancient thunder dragon appeared behind him, its eyes filled with heaven-defying intent. It roared, causing all the surrounding thunder to gather toward Wong Lin's right hand. Within 10,000 feet of Wong Lin, lightning covered the area like a thunder hell. More astonishingly, countless bolts of lightning descended from the divine retribution clouds and were drawn toward his right hand. Wong Lin was competing with the heavens themselves for control over thunder. As he continued drawing lightning from the divine retribution clouds, the clouds rumbled again and the descending lightning suddenly paused, seemingly preparing to return. Wong Lin declared that if the heavens truly existed and wanted to destroy him, then he would destroy the heavens. He rejected the heavenly Tao and divine retribution as nothing more than self-proclaimed authority. He then clenched his left hand and summoned the fire of the heavens through the vermilion bird. A huge amount of white flame appeared beside the ancient thunder dragon and transformed into a gigantic vermilion bird. It spread its wings and cried out as a sea of flames appeared and gathered toward Wong Lin's left hand. At the same time, flames emerged from the divine retribution clouds and flowed into the fireball in his left hand. Wong Lin was now competing with the heavens for both thunder and fire, holding a ball of thunder in his right hand and a ball of fire in his left while drawing power directly from the divine retribution clouds. The roar of the divine retribution clouds became increasingly distinct. A blood mist then emerged from within them, revealing the fifth type of divine retribution, blood divine retribution. The moment the blood mist appeared, Wong Lin shot upward like an arrow, carrying a thunderball and a fireball, each about 1,000 feet wide. He charged directly toward the divine retribution clouds. closing the distance from 50,000 feet to 40,000, 30,000, and finally 10,000 feet. At the moment Wong Lin entered within 10,000 feet of the divine retribution clouds. The blood mist arrived. From a distance, it appeared that Wong Lin had been devoured by the blood mist. Leaving everything calm, the mosquito beast anxiously flew around with its companions but did not dare approach the divine retribution clouds, whose power it could not withstand. Just as it was about to charge toward them, a thunderous roar erupted from the red mist. Thunder flashed and flames raged as a crimson figure burst out. It was Wong Lin. His face was pale, but his expression was ferocious and filled with killing intent. He instantly crossed the 10,000-foot distance and charged into the divine retribution clouds. The moment he entered, he felt the might of the heavens. He pushed both hands forward, causing fire and thunder to intersect and release a heaven-shaking destructive aura. Their collision made the divine retribution clouds rapidly shrink. While thunderous roars filled the sky, the clouds soon began collapsing as if giant hands were tearing them apart. And Wong Lin felt a force trying to rip his body into pieces. Just as he was about to leave, he suddenly saw a spatial crack about 100 feet wide within the clouds. Dense fog poured from it, making it seem like the source of the divine retribution. After hesitating briefly, Wong Lin charged toward the crack. Strangely, the tearing force disappeared near it, making him even more cautious. He sent a strand of divine sense into the crack, and his body immediately trembled. His divine sense saw another world with a blue sky, an ocean, abundant celestial spiritual energy, and boundless land. A giant stone statue of an 8-star ancient god stood there, with 2 stars sealed, although motionless like a dead statue. It possessed powerful vitality. Wong Lin was even more shocked to discover more than 10 ancient gods and nearly 100 ancient demons and ancient devils. A young man sat atop an ancient demon, holding a mirror while calculating the location of the divine retribution entrance mentioned by Uncle Master Ma. He suddenly detected Wong Lin's divine sense, became ecstatic, and shot a ray of black light toward it. Wong Lin immediately severed the strand of divine sense and rushed out through the fire and thunder. After emerging, he sensed that his divine sense had been destroyed. Without hesitation, he placed all the mosquito beasts into his storage space, removed the yellow talisman from the mosquito beast's back, placed it on himself, and fled at greatly increased speed. The divine retribution clouds continued shrinking until they seemed to disappear, but they had actually condensed into a greenish-black ray of light. An aura that did not belong to this world emerged, causing the isolation created by the divine retribution to dissipate. A voice from the light said that it had accidentally helped dissipate the powerful 4-form divine retribution since it had finally escaped that place, helping him was worthwhile. The greenish-black light then vanished. In the far western region of the Alliance, an old man in black sat calmly on an ordinary cultivation planet. He was the same person who had stopped the battle between Qing Shui and the Yao family ancestor in All Heaven. Under his gaze, a blade of grass repeatedly grew from a bud into withered grass and returned to a bud. When he raised his hand to pick it, his hand suddenly trembled, and disbelief appeared in his eyes. He then waved his sleeve and disappeared. When he reappeared, he was already at the place where Wong Lin had experienced the divine retribution. Despite the enormous distance being impossible for spatial bending to cross in one move. After searching the surroundings, he locked his gaze on the void where the greenish-black light had appeared and sensed a trace of ancient celestial realm aura before leaving. Wong Lin quickly returned to the 4 divine sects territory and slowed down. He kept recalling what he had seen, especially the mysterious young man who had deeply shocked him. He then returned to the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect, but instead of entering the burning starfield, he chose an abandoned planet and sat on a mountain. After calming himself, Wong Lin reached into the void and summoned the origin soul of an elder in purple. He extracted its memories and discovered information about the Wind Celestial Realm's Cloud Sea Star system. After searching further for its passage, he learned that the Cloud Sea Star system was vastly different from the Alliance and All Heaven and was very suitable for him. The Wind Celestial Realm was also filled with mosquito beasts, while the barrier surrounding the Cloud Sea was the weakest among the 4 star systems and could be broken with a special formation. Wong Lin realized that he could use the Origin Soul as a guide with senior brother Qing Shui's spell. He only lacked the formation, whose materials were not difficult to obtain. If everything he had prepared for Tuo Sen proved insufficient, The Cloud Sea Star system would become his final choice. Wong Lin then returned toward the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect. He only needed to wait for the old Divine Emperor to return with the Rain Celestial Realm Crystal. All Heaven, the Corpse Sect, and the Alliance had guessed that he sent out the Jades to fish among the chaos. But they had only guessed half of his plan. His other goal was to lure them toward the land of the ancient god so they could not interfere with the four divine sects' plan to save the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor in the Rain Celestial Realm. Proud of his plan, Wong Lin went to meet Wang Wei, Hu Wan, and ancient devil Ta Jia, who was sealed by the holy treasure. At that moment, a heaven-shaking event occurred inside the Alliance headquarters, causing even its protective formation to shake violently. At the same time, deep within the burning starfield, the old Divine Emperor suddenly opened his eyes, only for them to explode into pools of blood. He urgently called for Wong Lin to come see him immediately. The moment the old Divine Emperor sent out his divine sense, Wong Lin, who was about to enter the burning starfield, trembled and immediately looked up. As the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor and someone who had cultivated the same 9 mysterious transformations, Wong Lin had a special way to communicate with him. He immediately used the talisman on him and rushed into the burning starfield. Then used spatial bending to disappear. In an instant, he appeared 100 feet from the white stone where the old Divine Emperor sat. He saw the old Divine Emperor's bloody eyes and sensed the death aura fiercely consuming him. Wong Lin stepped onto the white stone with sorrow in his eyes and called him, Senior, but could not say anything more. The old Divine Emperor revealed that Wong Lin's senior brother Qing Shui was truly inside the Cultivation Alliance headquarters. The formation outside the headquarters was directly related to him. Qing Shui had not died, but had gone crazy. He then revealed that the Cultivation Alliance had hidden a heaven-shaking secret for countless years. When Master Zhan Zhang and the others went to the Rain Celestial Realm, they obtained most of its inheritances and discovered mysterious things that had been studied for countless years. Even the brilliant Void Realm might not know about them. These mysterious things were extremely important and could affect the 4 celestial realms. The old Divine Emperor ordered Wong Lin to save the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor. Then immediately send the Jade to the brilliant Void Realm, warning him not to become involved because his cultivation was insufficient. Afterward, he struggled to raise his right hand and point between his eyebrows. His origin soul flew out and gently looked at Wong Lin. He told Wong Lin to take care of himself because he could no longer help him. His origin soul then released soft light that rapidly became brilliant and spread outward. When Wong Lin's vision cleared, the old Divine Emperor's origin soul was dissipating into specks of light. With melancholy and relief visible on his face, 2 objects remained: a red jade and a baby fist-sized crystal emitting pure celestial spiritual energy. Wong Lin silently watched the place where the origin soul had disappeared. Then looked at the body. After losing its origin soul, the body burned until it became a statue maintaining the old Divine Emperor's former appearance and position. With his right hand still pointing between his eyebrows, Wong Lin stepped back, knelt, and kowtowed 3 times. He did not kneel to the heavens, but he gave 3 kowtows to the old Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. At the moment of his death, all the elders of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect felt sorrow. They flew from their cultivation planets, knelt toward his body, and shed tears, respectfully sending off the Divine Emperor and praying that his soul would protect the sect. The sorrow soon spread throughout the entire Vermilion Bird Divine Sect. Its members knelt one after another, while voices of farewell grew across the cultivation planets. Even the Vermilion Bird statues on the main planets cried out in sadness. An ancient, weary illusory vermilion bird flew from the old Divine Emperor's body and disappeared into the distance. The powerful Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor, who had led the 4 divine sect through the White Tiger Divine Emperor's death, the Black Tortoise Divine Emperor's betrayal, and the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor's disappearance, had finally passed away after countless years. The elders and members of the Azure Dragon, White Tiger, and Black Tortoise Divine sects also sensed his death, looked toward the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect, and knelt down. A sorrowful aura spread across the eastern region of the Alliance, and the former glory remained only in the hearts of the 4 divine sect members. Afterward, All Heaven recalled all its cultivators. Under Master Flamespark's command, they headed toward planet Suzaku, accompanied even by the ancient cultivation world's only inheriting family. The halls of the Thunder Celestial Temple moved among them, releasing powerful pressure. The Corpse sect also nearly sent its entire sect toward planet Suzaku, with long lines of disciples carrying coffins through the stars like a funeral procession. The various alliance forces noticed these movements. After examining the information in the Jades, they secretly met and sent out their own forces, causing a storm to form within the alliance. Meanwhile, elders and sect members of the 4 divine sects' eastern region also moved toward planet Suzaku to conceal their true movements. Almost when the various forces arrived, the remaining 35 Nirvana Shatterer elders gathered within the Vermilion Bird divine sect. They sat in a formation with an empty circle in the center, connected by 35 branches to the formations beneath them. More than 10,004 divine sect members surrounded them, each sitting within a connected formation. They waited for the order to release all their origin energy and activate the formation. At this time, Wong Lin arrived before a ring of fire rotating like a storm, where Shu Leguo's roars could occasionally be heard. Wong Lin called out, "Shu Leguo!" A huge gap immediately appeared in the fire, revealing Shu Leguo's miserable figure. He initially showed a flattering expression but suppressed it and pretended to be angry, declaring that Wong Lin was a murderous fiend who had finally remembered him and that he would deal with him. After countless life and death situations, Shu Leguo had comprehended ancient sword intent and greatly increased his cultivation, enough to fight ordinary Nirvana Scryer cultivators. He charged out and transformed into a giant sword resembling a celestial sword, containing a trace of the aura of wealth. Wong Lin waved his right hand, and endless origin energy shot toward the sword, causing it to collapse. Shu Leguo retreated in terror but refused to give up. He transformed into 9 giant swords that formed a monstrous sword formation and charged again. Wong Lin nodded slightly, entered the formation, and casually grabbed one sword. He squeezed it until it cracked, causing the other 8 swords to collapse. Their remaining sword intent became 8 giant skulls that attacked him. Thunder flashed in Wong Lin's right eye, surrounding him like snakes, and the skulls screamed before exploding. Holding the giant sword, Wong Lin applied slightly more force, producing cracking sounds and causing Shu Leguo to panic. Shu Leguo frantically begged for mercy, saying he had been wrong and had not done it intentionally. He desperately praised Wong Lin with an endless string of flattering titles and said that he had missed his master. Even thinking Wong Lin no longer wanted him, he begged Wong Lin to go easy. Shu Leguo once again felt death approaching, as Wong Lin's hand was like a scythe harvesting his soul, and slightly more force would crush the soul hidden inside the sword. Wong Lin reprimanded Shu Leguo and warned him that if he rebelled again, he would erase him. Shu Leguo immediately stopped and secretly regretted his impulsiveness, while Wong Lin sent him back into the spatial crack without listening to his exaggerated flattery. Wong Lin then went to see Ta Shan, who had been making talismans on a cultivation planet within the Vermilion Bird divine sect. Since Ta Shan had regained his consciousness, Wong Lin told him that he no longer needed to call him master. Ta Shan expressed his gratitude for Wong Lin allowing him to survive and revealed that he intended to leave to find his clan members in All Heaven. Before leaving, Ta Shan gave Wong Lin 3 exceptionally valuable talismans, one for speed, one for collapse, and one for sealing. Wong Lin warned him that the Alliance star system was currently chaotic and told him to be careful. He also asked Ta Shan to look after the disciple he had taken on planet Qinling if he encountered him. After Wong Lin left, Ta Shan knelt and kowtowed once before departing. Situ Nan was also preparing to travel to the Rain Celestial Realm to rescue the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor. The poison in his body had not been completely expelled, so he needed the antidote to prevent future problems. While sitting beside the elder helping him remove the poison, Situ Nan had already decided that once the poison was gone, he would drag Wong Lin to planet Feng Luan and take revenge for all the suffering he had endured there from the female cultivators. Wong Lin then arrived at an abandoned planet within the Vermilion Bird divine sect. The planet was filled with poisonous gas and intense heat, with almost all life extinguished and only a vast black desert remaining. He went to a black mountain and respectfully greeted the celestial cloud couple. A ray of sword energy emerged from the mountain and transformed into Zhou Yi, who welcomed Wong Lin and brought him inside. As they descended through the extremely deep mountain, Zhou Yi asked whether Wong Lin had come to rescue the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor. Wong Lin explained that he also intended to awaken Celestial Emperor Qing Lin. Because only by awakening Qing Lin could Celestial Lord Qing Shuang be revived. Zhou Yi became excited and thanked Wang Lin, but then realized that Wang Lin had no one to help him in return. Zhou Yi lamented that although they were alike, Wang Lin had no one to support him, while Zhou Yi had Wang Lin's help and could not do anything for Wang Lin. At the bottom of the mountain was a completely transformed world isolated from the poisonous environment above. A river flowed through a peaceful landscape with wooden huts, green fields, and blooming flowers. Wang Wei and Hu Wan lived there, with Wang Wei sitting beside the river while Hu Wan played in the water. After Wang Lin entered, he respectfully greeted them. Wang Wei jokingly demanded an explanation for why Wang Lin had asked him to sneak attack Li Yunzi, while Hu Wan explained that Wang Wei felt embarrassed about attacking a junior despite his senior status. Wang Lin explained his reason, and Wang Wei no longer cared about the matter. Wang Lin then explained what he had learned in the Demon Spirit Land from Celestial Emperor Qing Lin's final words: the Rain Celestial Realm Temple, the Origin Soul Crystal, and Qing Shuang's body were related to Qing Lin's legacy. Wang Lin possessed two of these things, but he still needed the Rain Celestial Realm Temple. Wang Wei recalled that such a temple had indeed existed and that it was the place where his master had become the Celestial Emperor. Wang Lin then told them that the old Divine Emperor had taken the Rain Celestial Realm Crystal. After hearing this, Wang Wei and Hu Wan agreed to help rescue the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor if he was truly trapped in the Rain Celestial Realm, thereby repaying the old Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor for his kindness in obtaining the Rain Celestial Realm Crystal. Wang Wei carried Qing Lin's body, and he, Hu Wan, and Zhou Yi departed with Wang Lin. At the formation on the main Vermilion Bird planet, the cultivators were already waiting. Wang Lin and the others arrived, and Wang Lin immediately sat at the center of the formation and ordered it to be opened. He reached into the void and summoned a crystal filled with celestial spiritual energy. At the same time, the 10.000 sect members activated the formation and poured their origin energy into it. The energy was divided into 35 portions by the elders and directed toward the crystal. The crystal soon released an enormous amount of celestial spiritual energy, forming a pillar that shot into the sky and creating widespread ripples. The gate to the Rain Celestial Realm slowly appeared above the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect planet. The resulting fluctuation was sensed by cultivators throughout the Alliance star system, and those familiar with it recognized that the Rain Celestial Realm had opened. Rain furnaces simultaneously appeared throughout the Alliance star system, but all Heaven, the Corpse sect, and the various Alliance forces were already concentrated around planet Suzaku and had no time to pay attention to them. Wang Lin warned that cultivators at their level would cause the Rain Celestial Realm to become unstable and collapse on a large scale. So they had to rescue the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor quickly. He immediately charged through the Rain Celestial Realm Gate, followed by the 35 elders, Situ Nan, Wang Wei, Hu Wan, Zhou Yi, and the others. The silver female corpse also entered the Rain Celestial Realm, although Wang Lin was too occupied to notice her. Meanwhile, on a remote abandoned planet in the northern region of the Alliance, the planet suddenly shook violently and split apart in the shape of a cross. An old white-haired man emerged from within, his hair covering his face. With a rain furnace floating before him, he declared that Wang Lin could not escape his calculations. A gust of wind then blew aside his disordered hair, revealing the identity of the old man as All-Seer.